So we're just lying flat and taking that blanket underneath the head, because when you start to drop those lower ribs down, the chin comes up. And we want to place a blanket underneath the back of the head, because what this does is it reduces blood pressure. Okay, sweet thing. Who is it? Somebody else. So we're connecting with our breath as we lay flat. Just trying to let go of our day. And we've got our locks, bolster, strap, and mini blocks. And let's start by taking that blanket. Now, my dear, come and take a look here. What we're going to do now is come on to the right side of the body in Anantasana, and we can bring a block so that the foot is nice and firm. And you can see I'm starting with my knees ever so slightly bent. I'm laying flat, and then I'm pressing from that bottom heel to straighten the legs. And the first order of the day is to stack the joints. And so if you need to scooch a little closer, do so. Okay? Well, you're good. All right. Cool. Because you want to start to, once you scoop your pelvis without taking the hips forward out of alignment with the rest of the body, we want to start to roll that inner bottom right ankle out and press that outer back right heel into the block. So we're pressing the feet into the block, feeling the pelvis tuck. So we're taking the sits bones down and in without bringing the pelvis forward. The thighs are drawn straight back. So see if you can draw the front of the thighs into the back of your thighs. And if you alternately want to bring your hand underneath the back of the occipital ridge, you can. We don't press the shoulder down, we draw that right arm into the shoulder socket. So the head of the humerus draws into the shoulder socket, the hand is underneath that occipital ridge so that the head is gazing towards the ceiling. Just do your best. You can also, as I said, lay flat. And we're just staying here, rolling that inner right ankle out, feeling the outer buttocks, cheeks draw in, fronts of the thighs draw back, kneecaps lift. We're breathing deeply, so we're lengthening the right side of the spine. This is the pose suggested for imbalance in the spine or scoliosis. And then let's go a little further. See if you can bend that left leg and take your big left toe knuckle and gently straighten that left leg. So do your best to keep that right side of the pelvis tucking without shifting your hips forward. Because the front of the thighs drawing back, and we're doing our best. Press through that outer right heel. See if you can breathe deeply here. Deep breaths, we're lingering here. And of course, if you can't take your big left toe knuckle, just take a strap. Good job. Good job. So let's take that outer left hip down towards that inner right heel. Taking that left sit bone towards the right foot. Feeling the chest lift, lower ribs drop towards the hips. And we're breathing deeply here. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Try to press that outer right heel into the block. So tighten that right thigh around the bone. All right, let's take that left leg and bend it and bring it to the floor. There we go. There we go. And let's bend the right leg now. Take the left hand to the right foot. Good. And let's lengthen that right thigh from the hip along the top of that thigh, right up to the kneecap. So we roll towards the belly, try to take that right hip to the floor. Try to draw those right ribs down towards that right hip as you feel the armpit chest lift. Gently lengthening that right thigh from the hip. So scooping the right side of the pelvis in and under. Taking that right heel a little closer towards the buttocks if you can. Breathe deeply, full body breaths. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Try to feel the lower ribs dropping down as the armpit chest lifts. Good job. Gently release that right leg. We're going to again straighten both legs. And now let's take the bottom leg out in front. So if you can walk that right leg as far forward as you can. Good job. And just reach both arms overhead as you press through that left heel. You can let that right hip drop down towards that left foot. So feel that right sits bone tuck, tuck, tuck as you lift the armpit chest. And as you breathe deeply, feel the exhale travel out through the heels. So feel that sense of growing longer through the torso, through that exhale. Deep breaths here, deep breaths. Just a few more breaths here. See if you can scoop that pelvis. Tap that right sits bone. Feel as though somebody were pressing into your sacrum. So create that resistance. Resisting that push. Good. Let's bend that right leg and bring that right leg back to meet the left. One more time. Let's lengthen through the side body, pressing through the heels. Good job. And let's come down onto the back. Over to the left side. So take that moment to scooch a little further towards the blocks. Great. And you can either start laying flat, but start by lining your hips with your shoulders and ankles. And then let's press those heels actively into the blocks. Feel your kneecaps lifting, feel the thighs drawing back. Roll that inner left ankle out. Pressing through that outer left heel. Good. Feel your inner thighs drawing in and back. Feel the front of the thighs drawing back. The outer hips are drawing in towards each other. Back and in. Good. So again, if you want to bring your hand underneath the occipital ridge, you can. But try not to press down through the left shoulder. Think about drawing that left upper arm into the socket. And then lengthening the arm from the shoulder to decrease that space underneath that left underarm. Let's bend that right knee, and we can take the big right toe knuckle if you can. Again, this is an amazing pose for imbalance in the spine. And if you can't straighten the leg, you've got your strap. Try not to lean back. So you want to feel a sense of almost leaning forward, and then that's tuck, tuck, tuck. So tuck the pelvis, drawing that left thigh back, and let's draw the right hip to the left heel. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. See if you can feel a sense of reaching through your heels, making both legs longer and longer. So we just observe maybe one side does not feel the same as the other. Just an observation. This is typical of an imbalance where one side may be shorter than the other, stronger than the other, different than the other. Breathe deeply here. So we want to try and hold this asana, Anantasana, and move from that muscular action into something a little more organic in nature. Maybe even we can enter an energetic phase where the pose just takes on a life of its own. So use your breath to discover this asana. Let the breath lead the effort. Make sure that exhale is nice and long as you actively press through that left heel. Breathe deeply, full body rest, tuck, tuck, tuck. Good. Let's gently bend that right leg. And let's roll towards the belly as we bring the right foot to the floor. Bend the left leg. Take your right hand to your left foot. Let's lengthen that left thigh. Try to find that left hip and let it surrender to Mother Earth as you scoop the left sits one minute under. Lengthening that left thigh from the hip along the top of the thigh to the knee. So feel that thigh get long. Breathe into those areas that feel tight, that feel tension. Breathe and let the mind just observe. Let the mind soften. Notice how hard it is to let go of that ongoing conversation. See if you can just breathe through your thoughts here. Allow the breath just to create that space and opening in the body as it clears the mind. Tuck that left sits bone in and under. Drop those left ribs down towards that left hip. open the armpit chest. So the chest, the armpit chest, lifts on both the inhale and the exhale. Deep stretching. Dr. Oz says 5 minutes of stretching a day will extend your life by decades. Stretching is effort, there's no doubt. All right, let's gently release that left leg. And let's again bring the feet to the wall, to the block. And let's take that bottom leg now out to the side, working toward that 90-degree angle. Just do your best. Good. So we want to feel that left hip gently tuck in and under as it drops down, and the armpit chest lifts away to create this counter stretch that comes from the breath. Feel the exhale, travel through the heels, reach your arms overhead. See if you can get nice and tall through the breath. So we soften the body, we surrender to that breath and let the breath lead the effort. See if you can tighten your thighs and make those legs just a little bit longer than they are now. Lifting the belly, feel the armpit chest and the sternum lift, feel the back ribs lift. And again, create that sense of somebody pushing into your sacrum. So create that resistance. Good. Let's bring that left leg back. And let's roll down onto the belly. Just for a moment or two. Just for a little fun here. That's it, exactly. So let's bring the forehead to the floor and just reach your arms overhead. Imagine gripping the floor with your palms, pressing to the tops of the feet to lift those knee canals. So press to the tops of the feet, feel the thighs get nice and tight. And let's take the right arm down. And we're going to lift the forehead, the left arm, the right arm and the right leg. Just for a moment here, think about length. So think about lengthening the arms, pressing through your pubic bone. Feel your inner shoulder blades squeeze together. And we're just going to lift up and down about 10 times, nice and slowly. We're just starting to think about that length. So reach and lengthen. Inner shoulder blades together. Feel the legs get longer and longer, both legs. So lengthen those arms, reach those arms as much as you can. And keep a sense of those inner shoulder blades working together. In the upper body, pressing through the pubic bone. Lengthening that right leg from behind your right buttocks. Breathe deeply. Try not to hold your breath. Ooh. Yeah, this is kind of well spent. Alright, let's thank God there's only two sides. Let's take the right arm overhead. This stuff looks simple, I know. So let's just stretch the body again. Bring your forehead to the floor, hands overhead. Let's press to the tops of the feet. Lift your kneecaps. Draw your shoulders down. The pieces of the inner elbows are rolling up to open those shoulders. Let's take the left arm down. Lift the head, lift the right arm, lift the left arm and the left leg, and think about length as you reach the limbs, inner shoulder blades together, and down. So take your time here. Don't worry about the count. Think about the quality of the movement, length, breathing. If you need to take a break, just come into the child's pose. Just come into that pose. And you're sitting on your heels and your knees are wide and your chest is on your thighs. Otherwise, we're just focusing here on length, not height. Breathe deeply, full body breaths. Good job. Let's take the right hand down. Let's bring the left hand and the right hand to the lower ribs. And just draw the elbows back and in. Looking straight down. Press through the tops of the feet. Kneecaps lift. Just draw those elbows back and in. See if you can feel a sense of pulling the body forward as you reach the sternum forward. Kneecaps are lifting. You're just pressing through the tops of the feet, pressing through the palms, squeezing your inner shoulder blades together. Deep breaths here. Good. Let's press back now, and we're going to take the child's pose. You can use a bolster if you like. You can bolster between the thighs or not. Sometimes it helps to release the spine, but the trick is to have the whole torso supported. Bring your right cheek to the bolster, let your torso surrender. Breathe so that the breath comes right up into the circle of the heart. So we make sure that your hands and knees are nicely aligned. And let's drop the head, lift the belly, feel those lower ribs draw. lengthening your fingers helps to open the shoulders. Let's release. Rolling one vertebra at a time, drop your shoulders down. And as you reach your sternum forward, see if you can draw the lower ribs up and in. So we want the front of the belly to support the back in this spinal extension. And you can start to feel a sense of length coming through the armpits if you give it a few moments. So feel those shoulders drop down, down, down. Lower ribs are drawing up and in. Let's release the head, lift the belly. And just allow the breath to create that space. Again, as we come through the spinal wave, dropping the shoulders down, looking up and then lifting the lower ribs up and in. Good. Let's reach that right arm up and just drop the left shoulder down. So take a few moments, especially if it's the end of the day, to let that left shoulder start to drop away from the left ear so you have some length through that left side of the neck. The chin never passes the sternum. If you have neck problems, feel free to lift down. Feel those inner shoulder blades. Let's draw the right arm and thread it through, reaching the right arm. We're just doing a few. Let's reach the right arm up, just a few on each side. Drop the left shoulder, inner shoulder blades together. Thread the hand through. Good. Let's take the right arm forward now. So again, think about that length. Try to bring the weight forward so the left shoulder is on the left wrist. Lift the lower ribs up and in. Elbow into the torso. Rotate and reach. Drop the shoulder, inner shoulder blades together. One more time. Reach the right arm forward. Elbow in. Rotate, reach. Drop the left shoulder down. Inner shoulder blades together. Good. Let's take the right arm forward, lift the left leg, let's flex the left foot and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. So this really helps to start to bring some effort and drop that left shoulder and strengthen the left side of the spine. So we're just pointing and flexing. And now let's just lift the arm and leg, just little pulses. Think again about length. Not so many, we're just looking for quality. To realign the spine. Good, all right. Elbow to the knee, just two, just try to. Lift the belly, I know it's hard on the wrist. Elbow to knee, okay. And let's come into all fours. Let's tuck the toes in and under, nice and wide for a wide-legged forward fold. Turn the toes in so the outer feet are parallel. Drop the head down. Do your best to let the head hang from the mid-thoracic spine and bring your hips so they're on your knees. So not forward and not behind over your inner ligaments. Try to stack your joints. Drop your head. Breathe deeply here. This is a nice way to let go of that tension. See if you can feel your kneecaps lifting. Roll those inner ankles out so you can press hard to the outer heels. This creates that sense of tucking as the knees open. But we also want to feel the inner thighs drawing back. challenge. That's my yoga teacher's words, an enjoyable challenge. Let's come back to center, good job. And let's come back down into the table position. Let's thank God there's only two sides. Good job. So the wrists typically get tight, I think, because there's tightness in the shoulders. There we go. I know. Isn't that nice? So let's take that left arm up and drop that right shoulder down. So it takes a few moments for that right shoulder to start to let go. Feel the inner shoulder blades. Look for each other in the back of the body. And again, don't stress the neck so you can look down, but don't pass your chin past that sternum. Let's take the left arm and thread it through. Reach, lift the belly, lift the lower ribs up and in. One more time, left arm up. That's it, nice and fluid motions. That is beautiful. Drop the shoulder, feel the inner shoulder blades, look for each other. Thread the arm through and reach. Let's take the left arm and lengthen it forward, lift the belly, elbow in, rotate, reach. So drop the right shoulder, feel the inner shoulder blades. One more time, lengthen, elbow in, rotate, reach. Good job. Now comes the really hard part, and feel free to take a break. Let's take the left arm, lift the right leg. Let's flex the right foot and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. So just do what you can. A lot of work, lifting the belly up. Good. And now that's pulse. So nice little pulses. We're just thinking about length as we lengthen the right leg, lengthen the left leg, left arm, lift the belly. Time well spent. Elbow to knee. Just do what you can. Reach and lengthen. It's an enjoyable challenge. Reach and lengthen. Good. All right. Let's take the block now and step it out to the side. So this is where you might want to take a little bit of padding for your knee. Knees. Yes. You're going to feel so great at the end. And let's reach that left arm over. Good. So open that left armpit. Just do your best. Lift your belly, pelvis forward. So we create this counter stretch in that left side by pressing the left foot and reaching the left arm. Lift the belly. Slowly lift up, so keep that left foot where it is. Reach the right arm draw the head of the humerus into the shoulder socket, and then we lengthen the arm. We make it longer and longer. We do that with the right leg. We draw it in and lengthen it. To do that, we have to use the left side as well. There's all sorts of things working together here to create that union we call yoga. Good. Open the hands. That's it. Don't break your wrist. Open the arm. Open the fingers straight. And then let's slowly come up. Breathe deeply. Full body breaths. So this is a beautiful lateral twist for the spine. It's a very good pose for the modern day human. Breathe deeply. Bring your hands together a little further to that right foot. Nice deep breaths here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. Let's slowly come up. So we're taking a down dog with the blocks against the wall with the purpose of getting the heels on the ground. So maybe you need 2 blocks, maybe you need 4. Who knows? So let's find out. Let's find out. So we take the blocks evenly from the center line and make sure they're wide enough to, accommodate the shoulders. So a lot of people will need a second set, maybe even a third set, because the ticket is we want those heels on the ground. So whatever it takes, maybe you want to start with a set of 2, and maybe over those moments of deep breath, the heels will start to come. But we need to press through the balls of the feet with the toes turning inwards. So the outer feet are parallel, and then we roll those inner ankles out and press hard through the back outer heels. At the same time as the kneecaps are neutral, lifting up towards the upper thighs, the inner thighs are drawing in towards each other and back. So the fronts of the thighs are drawn straight into the backs of the thighs. Shoulders are down, down, down. Creases of the inner elbows are up towards the ceiling to externally rotate and open those shoulders. Lower ribs are lifting towards the hips, but the hips are lifting up. Feel your hips lift up. So you really need to press through your heels to do that. So press through your heels and feel your hips get tall. Shoulders away from the ears. Now in these last moments, see if you can lengthen your lower lumbar area. Create a sense of making that lower lumbar back long. Longer and longer. This will help to straighten your arms and lengthen and create length through the flank of the torso. So lengthen your lower back. So downward dog is all about the legs. The more you use your legs, the longer the pose will last. Those quadricep muscles are big muscles in the body, and they can carry the load. They can carry the effort. So the more those legs work, the better. Let's walk the hands to the feet. And again, we stack the hips above the knees, turn those toes in so the outer feet are parallel. Just do your best. Let your head hang now from your mid-thoracic spine. Feel the balls of the feet. Feel all four corners of the feet as the inner thighs draw back. Fronts of the thighs draw back. Outer hips draw back. We don't bring those hips behind the knees. We don't come into the ligaments. So try and stack your joints. That is what's going to keep you young. Respecting those joints by stacking them so that you don't overload one area unnecessarily. Let your head hang from the mid-thoracic spine. Kneecaps lift to the upper thighs. See if you can join the kneecaps to the upper thighs. Breathe deeply, full body breaths. So one more time, let that head hang like a heavy weight from the mid-thoracic vertebrae. Inner thighs are drawing in and back. This helps to protect the lower back. Good. Let's bend the knees. And see if you can drop your chest on top of your thighs. So bend those knees a lot. Bend those knees and let the chest drop. So again, we're still rolling those inner ankles out to keep those knees from collapsing in. And then let's bring the arms forward as we come into Utkatasana. So we tuck, lower ribs to the hips, armpit chest lifts. Deep breaths. So bend the knees, tuck, 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 lower ribs, armpit chest lifts. See if you can straighten those arms. So the same concept, we draw the arms into the socket. So draw the head of the humerus into the shoulder socket, and then make those arms long. Inner shoulder blades together in the back body. Good. Let's fold forward again. Coming into Uttanasana. So again, those toes turn in. Roll those inner ankles out, inner thighs back. Let your head hang. Let your kneecaps pull up. So straighten the legs the best you can. It's just a work in progress. See if you can push down to the right foot. And now push down to the left foot. Good. So you feel that sense of making those muscles tight around the bone. That's what we're looking for. We want to work from the bone out. So feel those muscles get tighter and tighter around the bone, making those legs work 100% as the upper body folds and surrenders over the lower half. Good. Hands to the hips as we come up. Good job. Very nice. Sorry, I have my back to you. So if you get a little lightheaded, it's always a good idea to drop the head. So right here. So right here. And then we are going to just create a little space here. So this is what we're going to do next. We are going to come to standing. This is a nice easy one for you. And then let's bring your right foot forward like so, and left foot back. And we're holding onto the wall. And the inner line of the inner thighs is the axis. The inside of the foot, both legs. And then we draw the outer buttocks, cheeks in, that's it. Press through your heels. Lift your kneecaps. Feel the armpit chest lift. So we're getting taller and taller. We can feel the muscles of the legs getting tighter and opening in the back. And then let's walk the hands in towards the wall and look up. So tuck your pelvis, but lift the armpit chest, drop the lower ribs. Deep breaths here, deep breaths. So press through that back left heel, press through the right heel. You notice how the kneecaps pop. They lift right up. Good. And then let's slide the hands down, and we're going to heel toe that left foot back so that we have a heel to arch. And we turn that left foot in at least 15 degrees. And let's look at that right foot. See if you can make that right leg longer and longer. So we're looking down and we're rolling that inner right ankle out, opening that inner right thigh, lifting the kneecap so the outer right buttocks tucks in and under. So that kneecap is neutral. This is oh so important in Trikonasana. Good. So we tuck the pelvis. So take a wider stance, my dear. So you see, a wide stance is not a bad idea. Good. And now bring your right elbow to the wall. Tuck, and open that left shoulder as you tuck. That's it. So bring your left hand to the sacrum. Lower ribs to the hips, tuck, head back. Good, just do what you can. So as we make that right leg longer and longer, see if you can soften the head of that right femur bone. So tuck your pelvis, tuck some more. Roll both inner thighs out. That's good. Squeeze your inner shoulder blades together in the back body as the head goes back. So leaning back, tuck. Breathe deeply here. Good. Nicely done. So as you press through that back left heel, let's slowly come up. Pivot the right foot forward, and we heel toe. Very nicely done. Good. And now, I'm looking for that foam block, so anyway, we'll do the other side. So let's take the left foot to the block. So the reason we're elevating the ball of the foot is this helps if you've got a short instep of that left ankle. So if you have a shortening down the inner left leg, this is an assistance for sure. And we want to have the inner thighs drawing in and back, as well as the outer hips drawing back, the fronts of the thighs drawing back, lifting the kneecaps, press through your heels, lifting the armpit chest. And let's tuck the pelvis. So as you drop the lower ribs, feel a sense of pressing through those heels, lifting the kneecaps, but the inner thighs are drawing back to create a sense of opening through the lower back. So that creates that untucking action as we spread through the lower back. Let's walk the hands in towards the wall. Press through the heels, lift the armpit chest as you gaze up. Breathe deeply. That's the technique. Breathe. Tuck that pelvis. Good. So slide the hands down the wall. Let's take that right leg back. And we're looking for a heel to arch alignment. So that left heel cuts the right arch in the right foot. And let's just look at that left knee. See if you can let's tuck the pelvis. So do your best to tuck that outer left buttocks cheek. In. Outer right buttocks cheek. In like a hammer. Head back. Feel the sense of the inner shoulder blades drawn together in the back body. Tuck. Let's make that left leg longer and longer. Make that left leg long. Pressing through that outer right heel as well. So we want to feel the sense of both thighs rolling out. There's a lot about the legs here. And as you make that left leg longer and longer, see if you can soften the head of that left femur bone. Take that outer right thigh back. Good. Pressing through that back right heel as we tuck to come up. Bring that left foot to the floor. Hands to the hips as we heel toe. Good. So let's do one more standing pose.
Let's go all four tonight.
Okay, that's clear. Legs up. Okay, yes. Legs up.
I don't know what's my mom's heat or something.
This is a lot of work, so not to worry. So let's take your legs up the wall for Viparita Karani. Nice and easy though. That's it. flat on the rest, Shavasana. We're going to take that bolster underneath the backs of the legs. And so just swing to this, just right like so, right there, like that. Yeah. Just move your pillow and keep that bolster so it's right underneath the buttocks. And the heavy thighs are supported, and gently tuck the shoulders in and under. We're going to close the eyes and let the body be headed into the earth. Feel the cool earth rise up and catch the body. Feel the healing powers of Mother Earth carry the body to create that sense of hovering above the surface, just light as a feather. Softening through the eyelids, letting the eyes fall back and down. Softening through the inner corner of the eyes. Relaxing your nostrils. Let your cheeks be soft. Now let's soften through the inner corner of the ears. Relaxing your jaw. Letting the tongue be light to the roof of the mouth. Let your neck muscles relax. Relax your shoulders. And now let your forearms be heavy. See if you can relax your hands and your fingers even more. Let your buttocks meet the earth, resting into the earth. Relax your feet. Let your toes be still and soft. Allow the mind now to be still with the body. Just start to breathe a little more deeply again. And just take a little rock, that's it, just a little rock along the sacrum. And then coming over to one side. And just come and sit when you like. Bring the hands to prayer. And take a moment and thank yourself for dedicating this time to your practice. That consistency is oh so important, so thank yourself for the effort. Namaste.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're so good. You did so good. You really did.
So I just got